Yeah, so it is amazing that we're all here and we've gone through this training together to be able to share this um, uncovered knowledge. Right? We have Susan Hart with us today. We have Andrew Marin, and I love both of these people because not only do I feel very connected to the heart, but I also lived in Marin, which just brings me so much closer to you two, I believe. And I'm James Tipton, and we are here to discuss understanding majesty and why is it that so many people around the world who maybe they've been construction workers, maybe they've just been merchants, maybe they've been warriors out fighting in the field, um, or maybe they've been priests or musicians. We're all having this understanding of majesty right now, and why is that, and what does that mean, and um, how can other people understand this as well? So maybe you want to just like go around, just like say hi and like say where you are and where you come from and like just a little bit like what your story is. We'll just do a little like round robin, and then Carlos is trying to speak to us, but I think you might have to use sign language. Susan, why don't we start with you?
Hey guys, so I'm Suzanne, and right now I'm actually in very cold weather of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But it's so cool that James mentioned Marin County. I actually lived in Marin County, James, out in California, up by Fairfax, San Anselmo, San Rafael
Right,
area.
that's my town. Yeah.
So it's just so cool, and yeah, I'm excited to share today. I'm excited to, I'm honored. So go
Sweet.
ahead though.
We're looking forward to hearing your story. So you've been like battling cancer. You like used to be in the military, and now you're just this badass that's just like wielding this like informational technology knowledge that you can just like touch someone, and all of a sudden they uh, become unlocked and free from their mental capacities of whatever's been blocking them in the past. Just like people just start like waking up as soon as they start talking to you. It's amazing. Um, Andrew, where are you at right now? You're not even in the same country as us, right? You're
No, I am right now. I'm in Colombia, man, South America. Uh, this is where I was born, but I was raised a little bit in LA for a few time, and then I just came back here to be a soldier in my country. As well, you already know a little bit my story for the ones who have never heard it. I was a soldier here battling against the drug lords and the guerrilla. And for some random reason in the universe, I ended up in Iraq and Afghanistan, several war places. And well, 13 years of that, and now I'm free, battling for my own freedom, man.
so you're still in the fight then? Are you going back to the lines? Like what's next for you?
Oh no, I'm fighting for my own freedom. I'm not gonna go back to that life. That just give me so much frustration and death, and I lost so many good friends, and it creates a lot of demons that I'm still fighting them, but well, most of them already disappear. So I'm not going back to that life. So I'm attached to Empower Network. I believe that this will give me the freedom that I deserve. I already fight for others' freedom, so I already deserve mine and do what I like. And well, that's it basically.
And I feel I feel that so heavily. So when you say you're fighting for your freedom, after everything that you've gone through, like these past like 13 years, like what does that like literally mean for you now? Like,
Well, It means a lot because, you know, I grew up in the military with this idea of help others, but well, the time was passing, I discovered that those others were corrupt governments, and I just got a wrong idea of what freedom is, and I began to do, well, heavy stuff for different people. And when I realized that I didn't want to go in that life, they just put us like outlaws. You know, I wasn't welcome in my country after fighting in my own country against the drug lords and the coca fields, and you know, and then I go fight against the Taliban and, you know, call it whatever, terrorists, and I was an outlaw again for the United States government as well. So for me, fighting for my freedom right now is doing what I want when I want. You know, nobody giving me orders to do something that I may not like to do. You know, and it's pretty much that. I'm tired of fighting with bullets. Now I'm gonna fight for my own freedom with words and videos. And
Wow! Tired of fighting with bullets. Now you're gonna fight with words.
yeah,
That is powerful. And so Empower Network is your vehicle for being able to do that. Then.
yeah, it's my vehicle, it's my therapy, it's everything.
Right. So because Empower Network, that gives you the freedom of publishing, right? You can
Yeah,
publish whatever you want with your own copyright. You also have the freedom of promotion and distribution. You can take that publication and using the internet, using the resources and the training that EN provides, you can distribute your words, your promotion out to any, really. You can get it in front of uh, it's really unlimited, the
yeah,
amount of people that you can get that in front of using the internet and these resources, the knowledge, and then the freedom of advertising, the freedom of marketing, and that just because you're able to promote on these networks through these channels, just because you're able to say whatever it is that you desire, your ideas, you're not constrained by any other like producer's brand or a specific sponsorship that is saying a message that you don't accept or it wouldn't be universally loved. And
yeah,
and then the freedom to attach that with an income opportunity, so that as you're sharing this message, as you're sharing your passion, your story, that can be connected to an income generating machine that is not only providing value into other people's lives, but is directly evident in your own bank account. And those four freedoms kind of, for me, represent what we're fighting for, with our words, with our messages, to bring the awareness of those freedoms for people around the world. And you know, it doesn't stop there either. It's
Testing.
of education. Do we have Carlos live with us? With
Uno, dos, tres, hermanos. Can you hear me? Is it working?
It is.
Ah, por fin. Oh my gosh. My apologies, guys. I didn't cut in a conversation today.
I mean, we were just talking about freedom and
Oh, right on. Go ahead. I love freedom. I'll just
No, I mean, man, freedom, man. Come on, talk. You freedom to speak, man.
Yeah, man. What does freedom mean for you?
What doesn't freedom mean to me? Does that make sense? I don't even know, and I don't care because I'm free. So, hey, James. Let me apologize. Like, I haven't been able to get back to you because after Vegas, I just moved to Chicago, and I just moved to New York like 2 days
You
ago.
just got to New York, man. That's epic. How's New York?
How isn't New York?
Cold? I hear it is. Isn't it snowing there?
No. Let me tell you one thing. You want to know what cold is? cold is being stuck in a blizzard your first day in Chicago for 7 hours in Vegas clothes. Okay, nothing is cold anymore. Like people here are like, oh, it's cold, it's cold. Like, no. Try getting stuck in shorts, no gloves, no hat for 7 hours in Chicago. That's cold, guys. Let me know when you actually have some cold. Like I'm over here, like, man, like, hold on a sec.
I'm surprised you don't have like pneumonia or something. Like you're not.
Oh, believe me, man, it's been a struggle. But you know what? What isn't a struggle? Successful people struggle, right?
All the time.
I have like some swim trunks in my luggage right now. Okay? And then people want to complain to me like, man, I tell you, man. All right, let me tell you one thing. All right, first of all, hi guys, I'm Carlos.
Yo, what's up, Carlos?
So we have Suzanne in this box, and Andrew.
Yeah.
¿Cómo estás, Andrew?
Hey, just fine, man.
Argentino. Born in Los Angeles. Father's from Argentina, mother's from El Salvador. That was like the first time I actually said it, because I have to say like El Salvador, but you know, it's whatever. Like it doesn't even matter. When did you guys join?
Join Empower Network?
Yeah.
So I first joined August of...
Not you, James. I know when you joined. Suzanne and Andrew. I'm just kidding, James.
It's been a while.
I'm just kidding, James. Actually, I don't know when you joined. When did you join?
August of 2012.
What year?
2012.
2012.
Oh, man. I'm a baby. What about you, Suzanne?
So I actually joined November 10, 2014.
Whoa, that's when I joined.
No, really?
Around those days. I actually don't remember the day. I think that was it.
I think
it was
like,
November.
It was like November 9 at like 7 o'clock at night, and I watched all the iPass videos by like midnight, and I was like blogging by like and making videos like November 10. It was crazy.
Whoa, you're more dedicated than I was when I started. I did see all the videos one day, and I was like, my eyes just were like strained, and I was like, I want some food. And then my mentor Desmond, like, he Skyped me, and for like 7 hours.
Awesome, man. That is an awesome testimony that your mentor like Skyped you that day. Like that is real talk.
He actually Skyped me before I joined. Like, you want to know how awesome Desmond? Our first Skype, he spent like 8 hours, just like helping me set everything up, and he's like, do you not realize that this took me like hours, like days, like months, I don't know. And we did everything. And Desmond, you'll see, like, I edify him all the time because it's really important to edify those that have been there for you. You know, I talk about my family. Family's number one. I talk about Desmond. He's like a sub number one. He's number one too. Everything's kind of number one. And I talk about Empower Network because literally, if it wasn't for Empower, I wouldn't be here right now. Because Scarlett, my roommate, my best friend, she's an actress and singer. I was actually supposed to move with her to New York like 5 months ago before I was in Empower. But I had an intestinal virus, and I was just nervous. It was a big move. From Decatur, Illinois, 3 hours south of Chicago, small farming community. No, not for me. I was there for 10 years. All the way to New York. That made me like nervous. And then I didn't have my father's approval, so that made me even more nervous. I always told my parents, like, all I need, lo único que necesito is for you guys to like give me like a blessing. Like, just say, hijo, it's okay. Like, just fly. But they were like, you know, Latino parents, they'd be so like overprotective and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I'm grateful because they saved me from a lot of shit I could have done. Excuse my language, a lot of stuff. So I was nervous, and I actually got physically like sick. Like, I'd be throwing up, like, holy crap, this move is huge. Like, what if I can't pay half the rent? And then I leave Scarlett alone with the bills. Like, all these thoughts. You know, there's musicians on every corner. I'm a musician, by the way. This is my baby Sophia. I'm a professional pianist, jazz, soul. I produce and stuff. And then it was just
We're gonna put a show on in Nashville, right?
Yeah, are we still doing that, dude? I forgot, dude. We'll do it. Like, I've been so hectic.
We'll get back to that. Yeah, keep going with your story.
Let me tell you how hectic this stuff has been. Well, first I'll share my why. Like, I'm gonna talk really fast because like I gotta go and I'm really hungry and I just talk fast anyways. So I joined Empower because basically my why is to do this for my family and to empower other musicians and creative beings to follow their passion. you know, because there's always those musicians that will say, "Oh, Carlos, I quit," you know. They just end up getting into this like state of mind where like they think it's impossible to make it as a musician. And I always tell people, like, I went to university for 4 years. Got my degree in jazz or whatever, or a BA in music, but I hardly ever even say that because the degree with me, like, I don't. It doesn't matter. Like, all that matters is in here. There's people everywhere that have no degrees that make it. You know, it doesn't. You know, you can be broke, and I'll explain too, like, why you can be broke in the bank, but if you've got this mindset, like the rich mindset, you know, successful and positive, which Empower helps you do, you can do anything. Prime example, I haven't told many people this, but I'll share it here. At one point in Chicago, I had $1.75 in my bank. I got conned by a so-called music agent. You know, I just moved, so I was like, you know, it was my first chance. So I was like, okay, it's cool. Then, like, this guy screwed me over, so I was left with $1.75. But as a musician and a creative person, it's like, okay, what can I do? I'm a musician. I am a jazz. We improvise. That's what we do. I made my way to make enough money to get top producer formula, Inner Circle, and I built my team with like 4 people, all in 2 weeks, and I made enough to fly out to New York. Now I'm here. I'm meeting incredible like angels. I feel like I'm in a dream. Like everybody's just freaking angels, just like. And it's inspiring because in Decatur, I was beat up all the time. You know, I was like the black sheep. Like they saw me as, oh, this guy's crazy for talking about all this shit he wants to do. Excuse my language, playing in front of thousands and producing with these guys. And now like I'm doing it, and those guys are still calling me crazy. Like they say all this crazy stuff because my dream, my vision was too big for them. They're like, I've gotten even so much crazy shit. Like, did you join Illuminati? Did you do this? Did you do that? I'm like, what in the hell? You guys have known me since I was like a little bit of a kid in the basement, and now you're accusing me of joining shit like that? First of all, you realize when you go through hell who your real friends are. And I can tell you from right now, everybody in power is a friend of me, and I'm a friend to them. And I don't care how much money people have. Like, I said it in the interview the other day with Bruce Felton. You can have $1 million, you can have $1. I know millionaires and I know broke people. But you know what? There are really no broke people. It's all in here, and all in here. You know, it's how you make people feel. Like, regardless if I have $1 or one day I have $1 million, what's important to me is how you make people feel. Remember that. It's like it doesn't matter. You know, there's all these rich people, and rich sometimes has that like meaning to certain people. Like it's bad to be rich, or you know, they're all evil or they're corrupt. But you know, that's not even the case. You'll even see it in Empower. There's whatever you want to call it, rich if it's financially to some people. But these people, like Tracy Walker, Desmond, like Matthew Cicero, all these people have been in my life, they're successfully financially, but they're also successful to me because they've got the mentality to help people. You know, and I said it in my interview. Like, for my team or my future prospects or whatever, I don't even like calling them prospects. It just sounds weird. For my future team members, I said, if your first why when you join Empower is money, I just tell them get out, because that's not what it's about. Money just so happens to follow if you are genuine with people and you want to help them. It just so happens to follow. I don't know whatever you believe in, God or the universe or law of attraction. When you, like Matthew Cicero, I think it was Desmond, when you put out in the world like good intentions and positivity and that true desire to help people, I tell you, and I'm living it. Like, it'll just bounce right back at you. You never know when that McDonald's flipper is gonna be like a CEO. This is why you never want to like frown upon anybody for whatever they do, or judge somebody for how they dress or act. Like that to me is the worst thing you can do. Like frown upon somebody for, you know, having some disability or some problem. Like, you know, when I had anxiety or depression due to some family health issues in high school, I had people spreading the rumor that I was crazy. And all it was is that I was depressed because some really like serious things happened, and it just, you know, flipped my brain. Like it flipped how I felt inside, and so I isolated myself. All the friends I had, you know, they weren't there. They weren't there when I needed them. And now, like, I get all these messages from people from middle school and high school, and you know, most of the times I ignore it, and sometimes I'm like, you know, where were you when I needed you? where were you? Where were you when I needed you? You know, a friendship, I believe, is like a flower. You know, you gotta water it so it grows. You can't just leave like a friend hanging when they're going through hard times, and then now you see them producing and touring, whatever you want to call it, and then now you want to like jump on the bus. Like that bus is gone. Like that bus is my power family, my immediate family, and like you guys, like the angels. That bus, like I'm riding this bus, having a good time, and like you can't let people like hold you back from your dreams. And somebody in Empower made a video. I think it was Hannah. I forget her last name, but it was really powerful. Basically, she was saying, you know, it's hard to let go of people, but you must understand that you have to let go of people that are a hindrance to your success. You know, even family, like family, sometimes they can hold you back too. And mine did, but they always loved me, and I understood that. Sometimes in the moment, you know, especially with Latinos, like, or at least in my case, you know, the way they showed it wasn't necessarily the way I wanted to see it in the moment. You know, they would get angry or discussions, but I understood, you know, I put myself in their shoes. I knew that they always loved me and they wanted the best for me. So I thought about that, and I always kept that in mind. You know, you have to realize what is important and who was there for you. You can't get mad because of certain things and just forget like the last 22 years of all the things they did. If it wasn't for my father, I wouldn't be the man and the musician I was today, or my mother. But I've said things that hurt them due to stress and due to my problems. And recently I apologized to them, and I Skyped them today. They said they were proud, and I'm happy inside. I'm happy inside. So like now my goal is to just empower people and let them know, like, hey, I'm a 22-year-old guy. I just went to Vegas Empower event, and I decided not to go home. Because something Cheryl said to me, Cheryl Washington, Empower. Remember, Carlos, when you go back home, you're going to have that negativity and people bring you down. So it's like the prison analogy. You know, you go to prison, you get out, and then you might go back to prison. You know, you got to have that mentality. And I said to myself, I don't want to go back to prison. So I didn't go back to Decatur. I just flew to Chicago. And then I was there for about 20 days. You know, I was going to record in CRC Studios because my friend's an engineer, where all these great artists, Justin Timberlake, all these artists, record. And I was going to produce and do some awesome stuff, but I said, you know what? I want to do it bigger. I want to do it bigger. You know, things were cool there, but my vision is huge. Like, Chicago's cool. New York is a little cooler. Like, New York is like the Mecca. Like, everybody wants to be. Everybody knows, like, if you're a musician, artist, painter, whatever, New York is the place to be. So now I'm here, and you're there, and I believe in both of you because I just heard your story. And that shit is powerful. Andrew, like, hermano, man, si se puede. And Suzanne, Suzanne, it's a pleasure, like, hearing your story. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm a Cancer. Like, we get all emotional and shit. Like, my tears were like flowing, but I think because of the air in here, you can't really see it. But I'm truly touched by both of you. And James, thank you so much. So that's basically my story in a nutshell. I hope to share it on stage, either in Nashville or Orlando sometime. Like, it's part of my dream, like, to get on that stage and like come out busting with like this guitar with like some backing tracks, some crazy jazz, like whatever. Just, you know. And then I had planned, like, I was just gonna throw it, right? Just gonna throw it on the ground, the rock star, and then I'd probably get the mic and get all deep with it, like tell my story, why I don't accept excuses. Titled Carlos Cabrera, little man with a big dream. Sorry, I think I talked like ever. My apologies.
That's all good, man. I appreciate your story, man. I don't know about throwing your rolling guitar. That's pretty sweet, dude. I would look after that. I mean, unless it's just like money's flowing in, you're just like.
No, it's not even about that. It's like it's not even about, like, her name is Sophia, and Sophia is really strong. Like, she can handle a bump or two. It's more of anything. It's so like people like, you know, get this sense of like, holy shit, like he just threw his guitar, and then like like they listen to what I have to say. It's kind of like Kanye, like when he says some crazy shit, but it's like so people pay attention.
Well, I mean, I was really touched by a number of things that you said in your story, but a couple of things that stood out to me was that you got a degree in music, and you don't even talk about that or or mention it just because, like you were saying, like, you know, it's all in your action. It's in your results. I mean, it's in your brain, it's in your heart, it's in your body, and going through the Empower Network training, I mean, we have, you know, I mean, you're going through the top producer formula right now, and all of the courses go through masteries level, PhD level knowledge that, I mean, you know, I went and spent like 80 grand on to to try to find this information, but here in this knowledge, it's like complete in self mastery. I'm wondering if how you might think the information or the knowledge that you went through, like going through these courses, how does that affect you just like as a musician?
First, I'll say that with degrees, like as a musician, first of all, like I walk into any like audition or session, nobody's gonna be like, do you have a degree, sir? Or what was that grade in that one history class 4 years ago? Like nobody really cared. And honestly, I was talking to Rob Sullivan in Chicago. I had a dinner with him and Julie from Empower. He's I didn't even realize who he was. Like we just met him through couch surfing. It was weird, but he ended up like this guy's actually like a life coach and he trains Facebook employees. So I learned a lot about the interview process and how much people don't really realize that when you go to an interview, even for a corporate job or any kind of job, that most of the stuff on there, they don't expect you to know. It's all about switching it to let them know how they can benefit and how much desire you have to get that job. Like people don't realize that I think he or somebody I know like just got a job and they didn't qualify on paper. They qualified here, they got the job. Like that's why I hardly say I went to Millikan like to get a degree. Like I only say that randomly, mostly just to make a point of how it doesn't really matter. Ironically. But yeah, like Empower as a musician. First of all, I'll say like Desmond was the first one to get me to talk on videos, and that was huge because as a musician, you'll see all my videos. Most of my latest videos are just me talking, and my previous videos are just me like going crazy on piano and guitar and shit. But I never talked, and the reason was I was so I had so much fear that I would say something that maybe somebody out there might not agree with, or I would say something that makes people think like, oh, this guy's like way too out there, or like whatever. Like I had fear of judgment basically. And then, you know, with Desmond's mentoring and all these like inner circles and all his love from Empower, I realized that the moment that you are like 100%, like 100, 100%, not 99.8, not 99.7, whatever, 100% comfortable with yourself, like you realize that you can't live the life that others want you to live, or have fear, or like if you go somewhere and you're in a group of people and you feel like you have to act differently, first of all, those aren't the group of people you want to be around. Empower Network, I feel like I can be as goofy, as serious, as like myself. I am like stripped down to Carlos, comfortable. Like, you know, and first of all, I'll share this. I actually have a little social anxiety still from things I've dealt with. And when I went to that event, normally I would have been freaking out because there's a lot of people. And I didn't even think about it. Like, I was just in such a, like, room of positivity and love. Like, you go in there and people are, like, giving you high fives and sharing their stories. Like, at not one point did I think, oh, God, I'm nervous. There are people judging me. Or not 1 second, not one doubt. I felt, like, truly happy inside. You know, I don't even take anxiety medication anymore because of Desmond and Empire. And that, to me, is huge. Like, 7 years of this, like, shit that actually says it causes anxiety, ironically, on the bottle. And now, like, I'm good. I'm happy.
The anxiety medication actually says on the bottle it causes anxiety.
Not on the bottle. Like, I had to research it. You know, all this, you know, I don't want to be the that guy, but, you know, pharmaceutical companies, you have to be very careful, you know. But at the same time, you have to be rational, you know. If you need it, you need it. And at that time, I needed it. And now I realize over the years it actually did more harm than good. I'm off it now. I'm clear here. I'm clear here. And, yeah, back to your original question. Sorry, I got sidetracked a little bit.
That's important.
Yeah, so Empower Network has also helped me with, like, being able to talk to people. Because I was always a social person before I got sick, and it was all like in me. It's the secret is, and people are asking me like how are you building your team? Like, how are you moving so fast? And I tell them, the secret is like within you. Like there is no secret. All like we do, all that everybody around us, like they just pull it out. They just pull out what's already within you. And yeah, everything's within you, Suzanne and Andrew. Like, and yeah, just do you. Like in my videos, I'll say hashtag just do you, and by that I mean like just be yourself and have fun, and never reach age 60 reflecting back and saying I lived the life others wanted to live for me, and I wasn't myself because I was scared. Because then you'll regret. Because life goes by in a blink. Because I went to college for 4 years. There's great times, bad times. I blinked. It's over. You know, some of those years I wish I would have enjoyed more. But I also had other health issues like stomach problems, and I couldn't enjoy it to my fullest. You know, I made great friends. I recorded. I did all this cool stuff. But did I enjoy it 100%? Unfortunately, not. No, because of health issues and some negativity in my time and some other stuff. But now I'm at that moment where nothing at all can faze me. The only fear I have is like my close ones leaving me, and that's only due to stuff I went by before. I have no fear. I feel like I can move to Argentina tomorrow if I wanted to, and make a living there. I just moved to the most expensive state in the country, and I'm happier than ever. I don't think how am I gonna get this next bill. You know why? Because with Empower, I've been able to flip the switch right here. And as a musician, like, if you have this right here, and you have every genuine, like, you have this heart as big as a mountain to help people, you will realize that you can move to Chicago and to New York in like a matter of 20 days, and you can do what I did. What I did is nothing special. It's just people are like freaking out, or people are like, holy whoa, because they don't have the mindset, you know, because that vision is too big, you know. And like I said, like people from my town, it's a small community of, and I've actually met people in my town who have never left Decatur in their lives. They haven't even gone to the town next door. And like I said, like you can read books all day. You can read books in high school and college. You can read the books about New York, about the producers, about biology, about mathematics, about linguistics. You can read it all day. But if you don't do it and you don't live it, you're just like feeding yourself with stuff you want to do, but you're not doing it. So Desmond always says, like, pull the trigger. I'm like, I don't want to read about Jay-Z and Kanye and Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars and all these performers on stage. You know, I can read about them all day, but you know what? Screw that. I want to live it. You know, why not be able to tour and produce and wake up and step into my dream? Why not just wake up, get on my MacBook, do a couple sessions, you know, go do some shows, you know, go live, go explore other cultures. Like, why would I just want to read a book about or watch TMZ or all this shit they do to twist these artists' images? Because that's inevitable. You know, I might say something one day like, shit, I'm pissed, and they turn me into this guy that's always pissed, but it's not even the case. We are human beings, and we get pissed. So what can I say? And it's the media does that to artists. But you know what? I don't care, because artists will say this too. If you really truly know somebody, you will realize that all that media and all that bullshit doesn't even matter. And unfortunately, the media is corrupt or whatever. That's another hour like talk. But I'm just gonna leave with this. And it's the same Mama C. You see on Facebook. I say Mama C to my mom because I love her and it just came somewhere. Mama C would tell me growing up, and my brothers, they're professional musicians also. She said, "Be brave. Even if you're not, pretend to be. No one will know the difference."
So true.
That's secret sauce.
We had this shit in our heads since we were like 6. Okay? And my brother had this huge audition one day. I think he was like 17 or something. And my mom asked him like basically they're just talking about the show, the audition, and my brother's just like in his chair like just shaking, right? And my mom, and he says, "Mom, I'm not nervous, but I don't know why my legs are shaking." And my mom just says that to him again, and basically, you know, she instilled this like confidence, as Kanye West would say, confidence or whatever, you know, in us, even if we didn't have it, because we learn, for instance, if you want to like fake it till you make it, basically. A bass player I used to play with said, "Carlos, the bigger the mistake, the bigger the smile." And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean I'm screwing up all the time, because I smile all the time on stage. But basically, even if you're sad, you know, try your best to like put a smile on, maybe do something for somebody else, or be fake happy, because in the end, maybe in the end of the day, it'll internalize to true happiness. Like.
Good advice, Carlos. Good advice.
That's so beautiful.
I don't know, man. I'm just a guy with a dream.
Okay, right now, if you're watching this live hangout, or if
you're recording this?
Yeah, I'm recording this. So you can actually there's a link below this video that says join Empower Network right now. You can get started for I think just $7, and you'll get set up on the viral blogging system. You'll get to join this awesome
James.
team.
You might want to put a disclaimer, a Carlos disclaimer, warning some graphic language. I didn't know you were recording it. I might have said shit a couple times. Or something.
I mean, if people are gonna be disturbed by the dirty S word, then we're gonna have to bring them through the top producer.
Some people have virgin ears, man, and like, you know what? Can I share an article here? It said something like, the most honest and like true people are actually the ones that cuss, because shit, like, you know, we all do inside, even if we don't show outside. You know, you guys like are on the car, in the highway in Colombia, or wherever you guys are, and here in New York, and you guys, somebody like cuts you off, and you're like, shit, man, like, why? I just dropped my coffee because you know, or something.
Well, hey, I just saw Brent come on. Brent, you want to say hi?
What's up, man?
How's it going, Brent?
How you guys going? What's up? Hey.
Where you at right now, man? What's your story?
Well, I'm in Iowa right now, and
Iowa, that's like
yeah. I'm about to move to Omaha, but I just seen your your Facebook message. I was like, yeah, I'll get on real quick, I guess. I was about to start shooting some videos. I got this. I don't know if you guys can see it, a whiteboard over there, but yeah, what's going on, man?
Yeah, well, I think it's like,
what are you guys talking about today?
Tuesday mornings. It's like I like to just like wake up. I look over my Facebook.
Wait, today's Tuesday morning?
It's Tuesday morning in California.
Shit, dude! I thought it was Saturday. I thought it was Saturday, man. Oh man.
Saturday?
Dude, I was about to like go plan and like go find a party, man. Like, you know what? Every day is a Saturday for me. Because when you're free, you make Tuesday your bitch, and you make it a Saturday. Excuse my language.
That's right, brother.
No, I'm serious. Like, I lose track of time now. Like, I'm having so much fun with life and being free. Like, all jokes aside, I thought yesterday was Saturday also. I thought yesterday was my first Saturday, and it was a Monday, like the day people dread. I'm like, why are you guys hating on Monday?
Every day Saturday, brother.
Why are you guys hating on Mondays? Just turn it into a Saturday and have fun. Like, you know, you can still go to work and have fun. Like, it's all about this.
So I turn all of the dates all of the days of the week into Greek gods, and then I just like devote myself to like understanding that entity, or Roman or Egyptian. So it's like Saturday is like the day of Saturn, right? Tuesday is the day of Mars. I think it's like Mardi, or Mardi is how you say it in French or Spanish. Mars is like the warrior, right? Like Aries. So I think of just like Warrior Tuesdays, or just getting, you know, all of the badass people who are part of a Empower network, and just getting together and just like, you know, telling our stories. So I think we hung out like this. Maybe if it wasn't like last Tuesday, but maybe it was like a couple Tuesdays ago.
That's a little quiet, Lena, aren't you the quietest? She is the quietest dog.
I can't see your dog right now, Carlos, but I understand.
You can't see my dog?
So I was like, dude, let's get some badass and power leaders together and let's just like hang out like Tuesday morning style, or we can pretend it's Saturday. I don't know if
Every day is Saturday.
if Carlos can play some tunes, we'll bust some chips out, we'll just have a good time. And everyone joining in Power Network now, because probably right now if you're watching this, you're like on the join page, you're probably like going like getting your credit card or something out and flipping it over and writing the numbers into the buy now form, and then you'll get a link from one of us after you register, and we'll invite you on for the celebration.
We'll spend some time with you and, dude, I gotta find a keyboard. I'll be right back.
Toast, or how do you guys celebrate? Like when you guys have a really good time, like this is understanding Majesty, right? So I want to bring it back to that. Like,
hey, I got something to add on that, James.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, I heard something and it really left an impression on me. You know, I forget what word it was used, but it said an amateur, when they're in business, when they make a sale or they understand something or they have an enlightening moment, an amateur goes out and parties. That's how they celebrate.
Okay.
But they said a skilled and a wise and somebody who really truly understands the concept of building something, they duplicate that. That's their way of partying.
Nice.
Can I jump in this really quick?
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, I'm gonna have to slightly disagree because I like duplicating my party and my business.
I agree.
Let me tell you one thing. It's everything you do in life is about balance. Like, it's about balance. Like, you can party the hell out of parties. Don't get me wrong. I don't party like every day like it's a Saturday. But you have to, like in college, I told my friends.
Carlos, I don't know.
I had friends that would party too much, but I also had friends that didn't party at all. So
I agree, and I didn't get to that point yet, Carlos. But
oh, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't realize you were gonna get there. Okay, I'm muting my.
You know, but it really kind of hit home because if you think about it, if we make a $3,000 sale, income disclosure, please do check that out. You know, if we make a $3,000 sale, we can split that. But if we make a $7 sale, we need to learn how to duplicate that $7 sale to make $3,000 so we have the money to go party, right? And so like what Carlos said is true, but I think too often the newbie mentality is let's go spend the $30 I just made before I put it back into my business. Learn to put the $30 back into your business so that you can truly actually celebrate the way a real person should celebrate. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right.
That's called true wealth generation, I believe is the term. When you're able to reinvest back into your business, that's true wealth generation, because it's actually the wealth generating the wealth generating the wealth. But then when you are at that point where you're just experiencing Majesty, and you may be able to be in that state where you're sleeping till noon and you're eating abundantly, you're enjoying the nice music, and I don't know what else you could include. Maybe you're getting your massage done.
Dude, I had a massage in Chicago. She was like, "Yo, kid, like you have like 5 years worth of stress up in here," and I said, "Yep."
Right? That's important. So I guess it's like, the certain degree of being relaxed, but doing whatever it takes, and then understanding the different growth patterns. So that's one thing that we teach in the master's course. Maybe it's the classic course, also in the mass influence formula, are the different stages of development and growth in your business. So you have the grinders that just like work it out, just whatever it takes, 24/7, day in and day out, like no sleep. And then you reach a point where then you can start reinvesting, and then you're just like, you're that merchant, right? You're on top of your game. You're just like now spending money on marketing and you're just all over the PPC. You've got the ad campaigns running. Your banners are on like major networks all over the internet, and then you start to like sit back a little bit, and you're just like, huh, I can just sip this sherry a little bit and like enjoy myself, and then oh yeah, that, and they're attracted to that, and they're like, wait a second, if I do what you're doing, that means I don't have to like work all night, and I can relax a little bit too. It gets easier, really. Things become more and more simple, and then what happens is you become the warrior, right? You decide we're gonna take our game up a little bit further. We're not just gonna sit back and just post ads, because you can get the banners in the back office. You can steal ad copy, and you can just run ads, run solo ads, and just have it go to the capture page, have it go to your video that are already done for you, and just things will work out. But then the next stage of the game is like embodying the warrior and actually having the message yourself, and I'm talking about like a word warrior, like Andrew was talking about earlier, having the message yourself and actually getting up on the horse and like charging forward with what it is that you need to say, and being that knight in shining armor with this sword of knowledge that you just will plunge into exactly that person who needs that enlightenment. And then what happens after that? You're the Brahmin. You're the priest who just like sits in the temple, and people come to you, and you don't even know where they're coming from, and they're just saying like, please give us the answer. Let us know, like, how did you achieve this majesty? And then you can just smile and you laugh and you say, sit down. It's time to have a good time. Let me tell you a story, right? Shall we begin? And then you just distract them, and you're like, it was a dark and stormy night, and the snow covered my car with like 10 feet of snow, and I couldn't even dig it out for an hour. And you go on talking about whatever, and they will be just tuned in, listening to you, because you already have that respect and knowledge. See, I learned something, and this was at Las Vegas, and it was something that Dave Woods said that allowed me to have my breakthrough. And I had understood my breakthrough for a while now, because I'm able to digest what it is, and it's actually something that I can help other people do. Is through a process I can actually zone in on exactly what is the sound, what is the specific words that you specifically need to hear that will trigger a transformation and allow your breakthrough to occur. So I've been studying this. I've been studying this for years. There's actually a science behind it. And so I already knew what my trigger was. But it wasn't until I heard Dave Woods say it at the Las Vegas event, when I was surrounded by hundreds of other people, that it really hit home, that I decided that, okay, now, yes, it can actually finally happen. And for me, that was the word majesty. And it wasn't just how he said it. It was that you can actually stop forcing people to join your business, right? You don't need to. And for me, a lot of it was I realized that I had this knowledge inside of me, and I just needed. I was literally forcing people to do it. I was telling people to join. I was like being the leader, being the commander, and that was pushing people away, right? And I had to embrace this force that was all around me, that I understood, and realize that that's not how I get people to join me. That's not how it works with people. Instead, it's releasing strength and sharing with people their strength, and how they can uncover their own strength and develop their own strength. And when people see that you are the one who is able to share that strength with them, and they're able to find that on their own, they will naturally start following you. And as people effortlessly, naturally just start to more and more realize that as they listen to you, as they pay attention to you, as they read your emails, watch your videos, download your PDFs, that this strength just starts growing inside them. And now they're able to write content more efficiently. They're able to dive into their own passion and develop their own knowledge on their blog better. They're able to promote and distribute to a wider and wider audience. Their marketing is matching their message in a way that is not only acceptable for themselves, but it's universally loved. And that their income they see in their bank account it's starting to increase as they learn these skills and this knowledge that is being released from you. And when that happened, as Dave would put it, using this system that we're rolling out with Kalatu and the Empower Network, your actions just become majestic. And that's how I understood it. And that allowed me to really have my breakthrough, which allowed me to realize that it's not this weakness that I had before, that other people would see me and they would just say, like, you know, he looks weak, is what a lot of people would think. And it was a reframing of that weakness to understand it as actually tenderness. That when I work with people, when I'm personally mentoring people, when I'm coaching with people, I do this equally with all people, regardless of race, gender, identity, background, you know, their past history. And in order to do this, I do have to have this tenderness with people. So to be able to have that breakthrough of understanding Majesty was able to unleash what it is that I radiate, which is tenderness for all people to enjoy. And it is with this that I resolve with you everything that is stopping you from doing your will. So that's my breakthrough that I realized, and you can enjoy that too if you're willing, if you're able. Andrew, I want to turn it back over to you, man. Do you want to go next and just like tell us a little bit more about Colombia and like your battles and your wars and is your screen frozen? I don't know.
No, yeah, of course. Well, one thing, I joined Empower Network because Suzanne, she was the one who showed me the Empower Network thing. So I'm here because of her, and I do thank her, because if not, I don't know where I'll be. I'll be fighting my demons, or maybe going back to the war. So I do thank her for that. What I can tell about Colombia? Well, I can tell about my personal experience, you know. And I mean, Suzanne already know it. James is just starting to know it. Despite this is a very beautiful country, and you all in the States drink our coffee in Starbucks, we have a terrible war going on in here. And well, I used to fight on that war for, I don't know, it was like 8 years, burning coca fields, seeing little kids going dead because of landmines, seeing family torn apart because the internal war we got in here. So it was really, really nasty is the only word I can use, you know. And well, it was like that for me. I joined the army originally because I want to help people, you know. all my family and my father and my cousins, they are on the Air Force, and they didn't want me to go to the Army, you know. And actually, I don't talk to my dad because of that. I haven't talked to him. I do talk to him, but I don't talk to him like in a son-father relationship, you know. That's not my relationship with my dad. So, well, I joined the Army to help the people, and I was helping until the demons of war began twist my head and twist my soul, and I became enjoying the war, you know. I enjoy what I was doing. I enjoy fire upon another human beings. So that's a pretty twisted thing you to do being a soldier, you know. I was enjoying the war, and I twisted my purpose, and I ended up in Iraq and Afghanistan, helping. I don't know what you may think about the U.S. government, but for me, it's one of the most crooked things ever. So I ended up there doing bad things, and well, it's quite an experience. Suzanne, later on in life, when I get off the Army and stuff, I knew, well, we get to meet each other, and she showed me the Empower Network thing. First, she showed me iPass, which it was a good thing. I say, wow, this is awesome. But when I heard David Wood talking, the guy just make a click on me and inspire me to tell my story and try to help different people around the world, you know. And, well, here I am. I'm a bad talker. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to talk about my personal stuff. That's why I don't do videos. I write my stories because I think I can put more feeling on that in the videos. But eventually, I'll do videos about it.
Hey, you're a great talker. You know, something that I learned actually just this past week is that when you become emotional and you know, cry, you're actually aligning yourself with the universe. You know, you're actually putting yourself in a place where you can receive what the universe has to give you, which is good things. So you're actually speaking about your why. That's why you're crying, or that's why you feel the need to cry, because you're connecting with your true why. So, I don't know if my opinion counts for anything. You're an extremely good talker. And the reason that you're crying is because you're connecting with your true why, with your reason. You're doing what you're doing. And that's why you're feeling the way you're feeling. But it's going to connect you with, it's connecting you with the universe, which is going to bring you indescribable things.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, for other veterans out there that hear your story, like they're going to be moved to it, and they're going to be moved to a place of action. I believe, because I mean so I've never been to war myself, so I can't really talk, but I have worked with a lot of veterans before here in the Bay Area, in San Francisco and in Santa Cruz. We have a huge veteran population here, and a lot of them, you know, they're going through post-traumatic stress, and they're looking for all of these different solutions. And you know, I see meditation as like you know, a wonderful solution on one hand as well, that should definitely be a part of it. And then on the other hand is actually talking about it and telling the stories, because when these traumatic things happen, that I can only imagine and experience vicariously through movies, through storytelling, it's like that will replay in your mind. And even if you can just write a blog about it, tell the story, and then share it with something, that is like one of the most healing experiences that I've heard that can take place, not only for yourself, but for all of those people who have gone through similar situations. And I work with the Global Independent Film Company, and we a lot of veterans that I've had contact with have come through there to start to put together stories for films. And I just see the stuff that you're coming up with from Colombia and the adventures you've gone on to aren't only important to share just because they're exciting or they're breakthroughs or they're revolutions, but it's actually very necessary to share. You know, it's not the news that we hear on the radio, right? I mean, when people discover what it is you're writing about, what it is that your story is, what is the reaction that you want them to have? You know, do you
Mm,
think about that?
I mean, I don't know. I write about them, and I mostly write about what happened to me and my friends. You know, we were 300 sent in. Well, I write about that later on, but we were 300. The original history and what it is all about. I'm writing about wars because we were 300 partners, brothers, and we were sent from Colombia to Afghanistan, and out of those 300s, me and two others are the only survivors. That created a huge demon on my soul, you know, because I see everybody dying, and I wasn't, you know, I didn't die. I get wounded, but I didn't die. So for me, that was on a personal point of view, it affected me. I was drinking all days. I was seeing my brothers in my dreams or nightmares or whatever you want to call it, calling me and saying, hey, you know, why you're not here with us? We all go and die for nothing, so you should better put a bullet in your head and die. So that was the kind of demon I was battling. And when Suzanne showed me in partner work and showed me the blogging and what I can share with other people, trigger something in me, you know, and I feel better. I see light, you know, and you know it's been a process for me, and it's been difficult because I didn't know how to use a computer before. I can shoot whatever weapon you put me on my hands, but I didn't know how to use a computer. So for me that was more frightening than anything. You know, nobody tell me how to adapt to the civilian life or talk to people like you guys in my own terms and talk about my experiences, which is like a hard thing to do, you know. But I mean, my blog and stuff is a few people have commented on my things, but the comments they leave is a very true heart from the hard comments, and I do appreciate that. And I will continue sharing my story, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna end good. That's the only thing I know.
So you're switching from like weapons of mass destruction to weapons of mass illumination, and just learning about, you know, these new weapons, this keyboard, this blog, and learning things like SEO, where you can drop an SEO bomb and SEO nuke the search engines, and all of a sudden have a empowering message that is illuminating and enlightening viewers, that just all of a sudden it's just like everywhere. It's on like every front page. It's in, you know, you have your ad in newspapers, your banner is on like major networks, and people are like clicking through it and hearing your story, and all of a sudden these light bulbs are going on, and they're just like changed and they're transformed. And now it's like, instead of shooting bullets and having them rip into someone's gut and you know, having them bleed and lose consciousness and their spirit evaporate, instead now your touch, your action is allowing people to turn on, to have realizations, to look at your blog post and see the words that you wrote, and all of a sudden have an aha moment and discover something about themselves that gets them to take action and have a discovery where then they realize, yeah, you know, I believe in myself now. I can do something amazing, and that's contagious. Now they're going to want to blog. They're going to want to share information. They're going to want to share their story, and continue that joy, that ecstasy, that love of transformation and helping other people. So if you are still watching this and you haven't made a decision to join the Empower Network now, the link is right below this video. Click now and get started. It's only $7 for the first few week or something like that, and you can take it out and give it a test drive and see how you can share your story, and maybe you'll get to come on a hangout like this. Maybe you'll get to private message me, and I'll explain to you what the SEO bomb is and how you get to implant it. So Brent, man, let's turn to you. Tell me about you. What are you going to be writing on that whiteboard back there? You got some like mastermind plans? Are you going to tell us the formula? Like,
yeah, I'm in the process of doing some Facebook ads, man, and I'm going to be putting, getting the bridge pages and everything together. But at the same time, I'm into personal development, so getting some things.
Facebook ads. So you're not just like going around like private messaging all of your friends on Facebook, telling them to get in. You're not like bugging all of your friends and family, like
no.
Being a professional marketer and like posting actual ads that go out to a targeted audience.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. Yep. Yep. All from the products, man. Empower Network, man. This online education is just amazing. You know what I'm saying? So just applying those things and going to test and tweak, see what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I guess you can't really tell us your secret on this hangout, huh? Well, that'll have to be like after.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I could tell you this. You want to? It's all about storytelling right now. We're in the one of my mentors, David Sharp, said we're in the connection age, man. People want to know you, and it's all about building that responsiveness and rapport with people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going through the training and implementing it, but I think it's in that top producer formula. So, or in the iPass, you got to be a black member to get that exclusive Facebook training from Justin Maringi and them back there. So. Way too much, but yeah, the psychology, all that stuff, man. Those tactics to get people to make decisions. It's just a science, because I didn't know what I was doing as far as marketing goes, man. I was just somebody ambitious and ready, just with a vision to live a life of freedom. Ever since, having dreams of playing in the NBA or playing overseas. Just seeing the struggle in the family and everybody talking about money and this. I just had I just want to take care of the family. So I had no experience, nothing. I just seen people getting results. And I said, if they can do it, I can do it, and I'm going to figure it out. You know what I mean? For anybody that's new, that just, you might be struggling, you might be going through some things, just be persistent, because they say every master was once a disaster. Everybody who's made it, they were where you were at. They were struggling at one point. So it's when you invest in yourself, the education, and learn how to do it the right way. More importantly, thinking that and believing what you're doing is going to work is key. A lot of it is mindset. The limiting beliefs that we have and the things that we put on ourselves, can we sabotage our success? So like Suzanne was talking about, right? Alignment and being connected with your purpose and what you're doing. People can feel you through your through the video, and you're going to be doing some video too, Andrew. I mean, your story is super powerful, man. Yeah. You're going to be reaching all those people, because you're the one stepping out. You're stepping out, letting them know it's a blessing that you survived. I got a cousin that's he's like an E7, and his mentality is just front line. He's about to go to ISIS, but and he turned his life around completely. That's a whole nother hangout, but I appreciate you guys big time, man. But you're gonna be impacting people. reaching them through your blog and your story. So
thank you, man.
All that back to the marketing. I got off track there, but learning these skill sets, man, is the most important thing anybody can do. Is invest in your education, knowing how to do it. You know what I mean? And anybody that has the top producer formula, it's all about the beliefs and believing in what you're doing is going to work. As entrepreneurs. So that's a big secret for anybody listening. Your mindset is crucial, man. But I get a little hyped talking about this kind of stuff. So
that's all good, man. I love it. So you're not, as you're attracting people to you through your blogs, through your advertising, you're not just saying like, hey, like I will triple your income, click here, like, this is like the most dangerous website in the world, but you're actually like telling your story, and people are attracted to that. So, I mean, how does that go? Where do you even start telling your story, and how is there that switch point in your story where you can bridge it over to the offer?
Yeah, just like, okay, for example, just the other day I shot a video about definiteness of purpose by Napoleon Hill, right? And I just given value because I just want to help that next person get to their goals, regardless if they're with, they get involved with me or if they're doing something else. Definiteness of purpose is just, finding out what you want to do, what's going to make you get up every day and work as if you got $100 million in your bank account and you're just doing what you love on a daily basis. So when you find and connect with that, I'll go through with that and I'll say, look, if you haven't found your purpose, because I know if you like Napoleon Hill, you like this kind of stuff. We have a community of entrepreneurs on purpose who know where they're going. You know what I mean? If you want to get around our community, no matter what you're promoting, we have marketing, education, personal development. We're here to inspire you and uplift you and help you get to where you want to go. If you want to get around that energy, go ahead and click the link below and check it out. Other than that, I hope you got value from this video, and that's kind of how I bridge something like that together. So other people use, like you can be talking about different companies, because a lot of people they're struggling getting leads, and we're the solution, with our marketing education. So you could be talking about a story how you were struggling to get leads in your business, right? And then you invest in your education, started to apply the techniques and strategies, and now is able to get leads. Now I don't have to chase friends and family, whatever. This is what I did. Go ahead and click the link below and get access. So if that makes sense, that's kind of how I use the bridge. And I know it's the Tactical Tuesday, I believe, so we're going to learn a lot more about that tonight on the affiliate hangout. So
that's gold.
Anybody's watching it.
What you just said right there. If you're watching that, I hope you were taking notes, because that like 1-2 minutes that Brent just like dropped on you right there, like you could take that, you could go out and make income disclosure $100,000, like, and yeah, tonight is Tactical Tuesday, so make sure that you're a member and you get on with us tonight and learn some goodies.
Hey, another thing too, to answer your question about, people they put that fluff out there like, hey, you can join and get made all this money right away. The reality is, you gotta put in that work and just sharpen your skills. And you gotta have that attitude to go through whatever you have to go through. You know what I mean? I was listening to some other training the other night by another leader, John Pemberther, and he was talking about how determination is, far greater than desire. When you got to be determined to learn the skills to get the results, and the evidence is all around you. Don't listen to people that's negative. Get around the people that this community is this kind of hangouts right here, and will give you the fuel and the things that you need to connect with your why and why you're doing this. And you got to be upfront with people like, hey, we don't know your work ethic. We don't know what if you sit around and watch TV all day, because the people that get the results are putting in the work and they're making it. They're doing whatever it takes. So you can outshine every one of us, and we want you to. It's just up to you and your commitment. And if you're coachable, You know, if you can take direction and learn and humble yourself and learn from people that have what you want, you can go a long way. You know, so that's my take on it.
I think that's very important. Sorry, James, go ahead.
I was just saying that's brilliant. Yeah, you go ahead, Suzanne.
No, I think that's very important what Brent just said. You know, like, we don't know your work ethic. And so often people are like, because I often ask people when they ask and inquire about the business, they say, well, how much money do you make? And I said, how much work are you willing to put in? And they say, well, what does that have to do with it? I said, it has everything to do with it. And they're like, oh, well, you told me that I can make a lot of money. I said, you can make a lot of money. But I said, are you willing to go without eating, go without sleeping? Are you willing to be so dedicated? E.T. talks about that. He makes all kinds of videos. You know, Eric Thompson or whatever. You know, he says, if you're not willing to sacrifice for what you want, you're not going to get what you think you can make, you know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how much you believe if you don't put in the work.
Yeah.
So I love that you said that, Brent, because it's almost like a phenomenon. You know, people are like, oh, okay, so I can sit for 2 hours? No, dude, in the beginning, you're going to spend every waking moment, you know? Because if you're not blogging, if you're not marketing, you're going to be listening, reading, investing quality time, thinking about what you're going to be blogging about, you know?
Just get into action, man, yeah. And we've all struggled with it. You know I have. There was times, just like I had a big breakthrough out there in Vegas when, you know, David Woods said, don't pretend like you want to do this business, guys. You know, I want you to succeed here, but don't pretend like you want to do it. You're not going to put in the work. You know, it's like you got to cross that line. And, you know, that hit me because I remember I was all over the place at one point, you know, and just not fully committing, you know, fully committing to the process. And again, the alignments and the beliefs and all that. Thank God for that top producer formula. You know, a lot of people, the value in these products is just, I'm just blown away by it, man. I'm just really just so blessed to have found this community of great people. And,
it's a serious revolution.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Being able to deliver, like, normally you would spend like $100,000 in like 4 years in university, advanced education to get this, and now we're able to just give this information, you know, literally just like, you know, the smallest little like fraction of a cost, and you know, at a price that anyone can afford, anyone can like get it together to get the price together to pay for the products, and then to do the work and to actually learn how to build brands online and make a substantial income around your passion is, I mean, it's seriously brilliant to be able to give that to someone and to wake that up in an individual. And yes, it does go back to what John Penberthy was talking about with determination. That was another breakthrough that I had at the Revolution in Las Vegas as well. And that's why I decided to call my team the Invincibility Mastermind and start up that syndication group on Facebook, the Syndication Invincibility, is because how do you become invincibility? Where does invincibility comes from? The exact word that you need as a key to reach invincibility for your brand online to achieve invincibility. If you can even start to begin to comprehend believing that yourself, your brand, your business can embody invincibility, it's determination. And as you start releasing determination in everything you do, waking up with determination, and just letting your passion just exude from you in determination, so that you're doing whatever it takes from the moment your passion enters your brain, going through your heart, out your fingertips, to type on the keyboard. And in that posting, in that publishing, in that syndicating, in that sharing, in that getting on Hangouts and teaching, and continuing to hold weekly meetings and listen to audio and read books and get to the events, get to every event. It's in that determination that we find invincibility. So thank you guys. I wanna thank all of you guys for being involved in this, and I want to thank everyone who's joining us now live, who's just made a decision to get started and be a part of this mastermind. We love you. We welcome you. Join us in this light and this celebration. Let's get together. Let's make all of our dreams come true. You guys got anything to add? You want to do some shout outs, like yell, scream, go crazy?
I just want to give a shout out to Andrew. That guy has been blogging like crazy. I mean, there's days he'll make 3, 4, 5 blogs.
Wow. Nice, man.
I mean, I really got to give a shout out to him. And he's in Colombia right now and doesn't even have like reception.
Wow.
And found reception somehow on his phone and, is like vlogging. So that's freaking amazing.
I gotta stay really, really still with my phone in one hand and like raising my leg in the other side. So
making it happen, brother. Making it happen.
All right, guys, I gotta run, but I will get back with you the next one. Okay?
Me too.
All right, Suzanne.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Hey, I'll leave with this.
Right?
Hello, we still on? I said I'll leave with this, man.
All right.
You was talking about invincibility, right?
Uh-huh.
So, have you ever heard of the that book, Asking is Given?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of that? Oh my gosh, man. You have, it's so important to just feel gracious and be appreciative and grateful all the time, and connect to source. Oh, that's what she was talking about, because we're like this frequency. So it's like whatever we want to create, we want to just be grateful in every moment, that we have all the time, because then you'll just be, you won't be brought down by the news. I mean, even if you're around a negative situation, they talk about there's a power just finding something positive and continuing to think positive to just level it out. I don't know, man. It's really, anybody, if you want to attract good things in your life, man, I would definitely check that book out. This is all about empowering you guys, man. And if you want to get around this community, learn how to market the right way, build your business, get with us, man. And we'll see you guys. That's all I got. It was awesome hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Keep sharing the books, man. I gotta keep increasing my library. We'll spend maybe next time we can do more of a book review and bring out some awesome books that we've been reading.
Sure. And maybe share some results. Facebook.
Right? Yeah, we're gonna be running ads, so we'll bring out the results next time. That's gonna be scary, exciting.
We'll see what's going on. Yeah, it's a journey, guys.
Something's gonna work, and when we find what's working, we scale that up, and that's basically the key. So, all right, guys. So next time we will continue the party. See you guys.
All right. Later, Andrew. Later.
Bye now.